welcome everybody. My name is Christina, and in this video, we're actually going to do a live testimonial from our law firm that we have helped over recover $1.6 million of lost revenue. And we have spent the last several months building this system that allows them to do a case analysis, AI case predictor, how we help them to save money on subscriptions and costs, how we're able to help them recover lost revenue. So a lot of exciting stuff in this interview. So I don't want to give it away, but definitely do stay till the end of the video because at the end of the video, we'll do an actual live demo of the system. And feel free to ask any questions in the comment section below. And if you want this type of system in your law firm, definitely hit us up. But other than that, enjoy this interview. All right, awesome. Hello, hello. So we're going to ask, this is Albert and Shonda. We'll just do quick introductions. So Albert, Shonda, do you mind explaining a little bit about what you guys do?
Yeah, we are a veterans advocates. We're actually certified accredited agents, and we help veterans fight to be, fight the these bad decisions. And we do that by making sure that we review all the evidence. We're evidence based firm. What that means is we need to the veterans need to have had a service connection, um, a issue during the service that can be verified and they have a current diagnosis for. Um, and so it can get kind of hectic. We have quite a few clients. We're heavy evidence based, so seeking out some services from you guys to help us manage our day to day and our growing business. Um, and so this is uh, we've been in business for more than 13 years. I've been in this industry for over 20 years. So this is a lifesaver, even in its current development. So
Nice. And then, do you mind taking a step back of like
Mhm.
what were some of the problems and experiences that you
Sure,
were going through within like your process that made you decide, all right, we need this system?
sure. So a lot of which most people in this type of industry is they're accustomed to is just tons of paper, tons of documentation, and just like and it can be time consuming. I think we spent I think when we came to you guys, we were spending an absorbent amount of time um, downloading documents, trying to place them in folders, and you have multiple staff who we all have our own little way of storing things, but no continuity. And it was okay in the beginning. If you're pretty small, um, you may, if you have a couple hundred clients, but then when you start to exceed to, 700, 1,200 or more clients, spending that all that time trying to research documentation, and then it particularly difficult when the source of where we get our documents from is not particularly reliable. The be not very uh, they don't make a lot of effort for our veterans. So
Mm.
because we know that other industries do not have the time or take the time because of these issues, a lot of veterans go underserved. Um, but our rates are good, and we started to find out that we were running into the issue of time consumption, being able to effectively read every document. We're very big on that. Uh, we open it all, and uh, then the hard part is when you get that information, how do you apply it? Um, and we needed some controls that would help us to just not do it for one client, but to be able to effectively provide that same um, personal touch. We never wanted our clients to feel like they weren't getting the same attention and the same personal touch, and that was our biggest worry. And so that's why this is the godsend, because now we have the ability to for the future for our clients won't really have an idea of whether or not we're not providing the same service, but this system allows us to maximize our time and use the benefits of the AI.
Nice. Awesome, thank you. And then like, so if you feel comfortable, talk about from a client retention and revenue like standpoint. And this could be an estimation. I'm not saying we got to be
Sure.
exact here. So if you future cast your business like a year from now, 2 years from now, like how do you think your business will grow or scale
Sure.
using this system?
Sure. So the obvious is when you hit that sweet spot in your business, and I think we hit that sweet spot where we're exceeding more than half a mil in profit a year. But then you start to run into that efficiency issue, and that is, can you maintain that same level with the growing clientele? And that's where we start to see that we were being stagnant on growth, or at least on you know what we clear every year was pretty much about the same. But we found that we ended up doing more work, um, less efficient work, and then when you start to see that, you start to see it affect your bottom line. Um, and when and the major thing is we don't advertise, so everything that we do is word of mouth, and you have to be very, very, very careful about that because uh, people share, "Hey, I got this kind of attention. They were there all the time for this," or you know,
Mm,
just don't worry about. They'll just handle everything, and we wanted to make sure that we could continue to do that, and it started to, like I said, we started to stagnate in growth. Um, Now, don't get me wrong, the profit is good, but we should still continue to grow, and that's where we reached out because we were finding out that we weren't growing, um, and so what this system does, it allow us to continue to grow and then even exceed what we were doing before, because now we're going to be just that more proficient, and then we have some controls that will help us, uh, monitor, and even be proactive on many cases. Um, Having a system like this, we were spending an exorbitant amount of money on software, so that was taking a lot of profit out of our. So you get stagnant profits. Now you're trying to plug holes by, um, hiring services and to get yourself out of it. And if you know it, you're spending, um, you know, $6,000 to $7,000 a month on software and services with seats for for each employee. Um, and then then efficiency goes down because now we're switching back and forth between 4 to 5 different, softwares to manage everything. Um, and it's kind of a knee jerk reaction because at that time you're not thinking about how are these products going to work together. And we didn't think about that in many cases, um, and then with the onset of AI, it just made sense to get back in, figure out what the issues are, and that is being efficient for managing hundreds and clients, uh, and it was just taking away our bottom line. So we were spending money to plug a hole and getting no return on that money,
yeah.
and then trying to grow and just not having the time to do it. We were kind of like kind of edged out of the process because now you're just constantly um, trying to move one thing from one area, move to another area, and it was just getting more and more inefficient. So I I did some numbers and um, projection wise, it will allow us to one catch up. Um, we won't be behind again, um, and the system will allow us to take. I believe that we can take triple the amount of clients when you have a system that can help you manage your clients effectively. And I think you guys had to. It was good because you guys understood where we were coming from. You listened, and that's going to actually help us move forward. So, 2 years from now, as the stuff is going on, I see that we probably more than double what we what we're bringing in currently.
Oh, that's awesome, and that's exciting too. Just and you're bringing in more with doing less with this system now, so that's really cool. It's really exciting, like the scalability of your business. And then, oh, and speaking of working with us, I do want to ask a quick question. Like, when did you decide to work with Colin and I? I know we met once upon a time. We were strangers once upon a time. So, what made you decide to work with us?
Well, yeah, I talked to my sister, and I'll let her explain a little bit more about that. But I explained to her and what my issues were, and she took the lead, and she heard what my pain points were, um, and then she actually took the lead and went out and actually interviewed a few people, uh, and even some people with some of the experiences that that we're looking for and help us develop this. But I think there was something particular about you guys, and again, I'll let Shonda tell you, but that ultimately is where I said, "Hey, let's run, let's go." So,
Nice. Do you want to add anything to that, Shonda? Or
Yeah, I think, to answer the question, is I saw you on a networking call, and what I was impressed about, and actually I wasn't even going to be on that call that day because I had too many things to do, and I said, no, I'm going to make this call happen. And I was actually in a McDonald's drive-through, and I like put the call in on my phone and just listen. And what impressed me was people were asking questions, and they weren't necessarily asking you, but you were giving answers, and you were helping people, even though there wasn't in that moment, other than from a networking standpoint, there was no financial gain for you. And I was impressed by the way that you were just like, yeah, just reach out to me, I can help you with that. And then the other part of it was not only were you helping people, your knowledge, no matter what anybody asked, you had a solution or you had had some experience with it. And it was the confidence and the, I would say the kindness, because that goes a long way. Like, I don't want to work with someone who doesn't get people, who doesn't have a heart for people. And so I was like, hey, I know we talked to, these other people, but you need to talk to Christina. And from there, I think we spoke and we met you, we met Colin, and we just kind of like, this is a fit for us. They get us, and they're super smart. So that's kind of how it came about.
yeah.
nice. Oh, that sounds right. Thank you. I see Colin smiling with her. He's like, oh, I know. Heartfelt. Thank you, Shonda. I really
Thank you.
appreciate that. All right. So,
and
do you
and
want
and
to?
that was and I want to ask something real quick to that. I think even after our first interaction, um, for you guys not to being familiar with our particular industry, um, right away. I mean, like Colin displayed almost like a I could tell that he went in and did the homework. Like he got tried to get caught up on what the industry does and what our needs are. Um, and I think kind of you can say right away we were like, hey, look, we you know we have the people who have the skills, who know what they're talking about, and we dabble a little bit in this, but we're no rocket scientists. So, but you made it easy. You never talked over our heads, and you guided us along, and that went a long ways. Because sometimes people talk over your head, and you get off the call, and you're like, what did we talk about? I don't understand. And I didn't have to go do my own research afterwards to figure out what you're talking about. So I really appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Colin, anything you want to add, Colin? Sisters,
It's always been a pleasure working with you, and I can't wait to uh, work more. And it's just you people are amazing. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah.
yes,
Well, the
same.
people better hurry up because we have plans for you. So I hope the folks that who reach out to you know how valuable you are, um, and because if they don't, we're just going to monopolize your time as much as we can.
We have no problem with that either. We like working with you guys. I tell Colin all the time, like, this is easiest clients we have ever worked with. They're amazing,
Yeah.
which is nice.
One of the things that we found that was a particular issue for us is that there's a lot of case management software out available for attorneys and companies like this. But what we found is that none of them really allowed us to customize to what we are doing, or what our needs are. Just and being able to have the advantage of our issue earlier was multiple softwares that really don't play well together. But this allowed us to have just one working area, and that's huge. That I can get in, I can manage my clients, I can call, I can text, I can email. I have an open line of communication with the client, and being able to access AI, which is a huge game changer. Because Colin, you were explaining about how the summaries, I was able to review the Google Drive. That allowed us to consolidate all of our data into one drive and then have full access to it. So every attorney, every agent or advocate, whoever's in your office, can have access to the same information. And just to be able to, one of our hardest things, and one of the hardest things for any firm, is time management. It's a huge deal. Billable hours is everything. And I think any firm would agree. So being the how easy it is to tracking, and it's automated tracking, takes away from lost revenue. I know we were billing on billable hours, we probably lose a lot of revenue because it's just human error. I've been in the law firm for years, and it's tedious work sometimes. So you've alleviated that. You've given me access to AI. You've given me access to all the data in one center, and I can work in one platform. That's a huge game changer.
So do you want to get to the next part, which is the demo of the system? I'll let Colin take lead on that. He's our lead tech for this system. I'm more like the solution architect, the client relations, and all that fun jazz. But Colin, he's our architect of the system. So go ahead, Colin.
Yeah, I'm going to do a quick run through the system. So basically, what Buzz is about is it's allow us to have like a case management system between both the attorneys and the veterans, and that sort of streamlines the communication between both parties. If I log in as an attorney, I should be able to see all of the cases that are on the system, and also if I list like one of the case that I've recently been working on. What you could do is basically reassign it to a different attorney, or look into the different tabs that we have. The main thing about this case management system is allowing me to add claims and appeals, which later on you'll see that sort of fits into the journey. And the attorneys, what they would normally do is come here and upload files, and then um, tag some of the mission objectives that have been achieved. And also we have some sort of a tracking system for the billing hours as well. We do have integration with some of the if I go to the settings, you can see some of the Google services. So we've got the Google SSO login with Google. We've connected Gmail, Google Calendar, Google Meets, and Google Drive, which allows you to basically have everything in one central system. And also, we have recently incorporated AI settings, which allows you to leverage the Gemini model and the Gemini gems. So, for example, if I go to the case and I was to do an AI analysis, I could do so, and I could use all the documents that have been uploaded to that case, and also we can generate reports based on those files, and can see any of the history that has been applied to run those reports. We've got the basic and the detailed view. We can export those analysis. Well, we've also recently added a possibility to converse with the case. So, for example, we've got a sort of AI chatbot that will also be like an agentic chatbot that allows you to read all those files on the Google Drive, for example, and the case files. and allow you to summarize some of these files and obviously help you with the close rate of the case and the analysis. In terms of documents, you can basically select different types of documents and the claims. Can you hear me? Sorry. You can select different types of claims and appeals and all the related documents that have been attached to this claim or appeal. And then you can obviously download and delete or open in Google Drive. That's the main thing on the attorney system. We obviously have the billable hours where you could filter the different veterans, and for each veteran you can have the details and the information about them, and you can have the detailed view as well. We've got the companies screen where you can select and edit your companies and attorneys, as well as we're soon going to integrate some SMS communication. um, yeah, so for example, on the case, we have a communication tab where you can have different types of communication. So you can either send an email, which means that we've got the Gmail integration where you can send emails directly to the client. We're currently working on adding some adding some SMS and testing this out, making sure that it works. We have also made sure that we can make calls and obviously have the chat to communicate with the veteran. So these are things that we're currently working on. And on the other side, if I log in as a veteran, to be able to see the main screen and the chatbot that the user would normally converse to with their case. Obviously, they have the timeline where they can go in and upload the documents and have the same sort of a journey that is shared with the attorney for appeals and claims. Some of the reports that the attorney generates could also be shared with the veteran, and the veteran can also go ahead and add some comments as well here, so that there is a communication between both parties. And also there's the documents tab where veterans can check out the documents that have been uploaded to their case. And I think that wraps it up. There is also obviously settings and changing your password and stuff. Those things are actually generated by the attorney, and then they're emailed to the veteran, and then the veteran can register into the system.
Awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed that interview. And if you guys have any questions, like I mentioned, feel free to put in the comment section below, or if you would like to reach out to us regarding your needs for a system very similar to Vada's, like we just built for our law firm clients, don't hesitate to reach out to us by email. And like always, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you like this type of content. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.